You ever felt overwhelmed? I know I do, pretty much constantly. Just part of my day-to-day. Something that I used to ignore and tell myself, was not really a big deal. I tried to just soldier on, press through, or just push harder. I'm being weak. I'm showing weakness by, allowing myself to give in, to fail, to not obtain and not complete the goals that I've set for myself. And that's difficult to admit to yourself, that sometimes, yes, it is, things are going to be difficult. And to a certain extent, you need to work hard to make those things become a reality. But at the same time, you need to know your limits, and to know when it's not healthy, that even though your brain is telling you to push or to do more, that you're not doing enough, that your body is telling you the opposite, and that if you continue to push, things are gonna, physically prevent you excuse me, from doing what you need to do. And you have those times where your brain will stop working. You won't be able to think properly. You won't be able to communicate properly. You'll forget what even the point of anything is, what you were trying to do, how you were going to get there, what your goals are. And if you push yourself to the point that you're forgetting what the point of it even is, that should be your sign. If all the other ones have failed, that should be the sign that you're not doing it right. You're pushing too hard, that you need to pull back, and allow yourself time to breathe and adjust and have a moment. It's difficult. There's so many things that I want to do with my time that I never have enough time to do. And how do you reconcile that? Not wanting to accept that fact, not wanting to admit that you have to operate within the strictures of time like everyone else. Wishing that there was another way, that there was other options, that you could stop time and make things work the way that you want them to work. But unfortunately, that's not reality. Reality is you only have a certain amount of time. So the time that you have, you need to make it count. Some of that time you're going to need to use to just breathe, to recenter, to refocus on what's important. Prioritizing is going to be your best friend. You have a certain amount of time. I don't know how many times I can say that, because even with myself, I remind myself every day, several times a day, and I always end up back in the same point of, okay, I have way too much to do and not enough time. So remind yourself, breathe, prioritize, make sure that you are putting the effort into the things that it needs to be put towards, and then working on a timeline. If you have something that's due tomorrow, don't work on something that's due next week. Work on the thing that's due tomorrow. Take one thing at a time, and eventually you'll develop a system that works for you, that won't leave you feeling overwhelmed, that won't leave you wanting to just shut down, and curl up in a ball and hide in a corner, and fall into yourself. It's very easy to do. It happens to me all the time, where my brain gets moving too quick, and then eventually I'm done. I stop, and it takes me a while to think of what I was going to do. That means that I ignore the things that are important to me, and that's not a sign of weakness. That's not a sign of failure. that's just a sign of learning and not knowing yet what it is that you need to do. Again, allowing yourself the time to figure that out. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed, know that you're not alone. Know that there are people out there that you can reach out to talk to help provide you with more structure and more tools to get through whatever it is you're trying to deal with. And never be afraid to admit that you don't know how to do something. It's a daily thing for me, no matter what it is. If it's my job, my second job, my life, just getting up in the morning. Sometimes it's the most difficult thing to be present and focused on that one task. So allow yourself to recenter, refocus, take small steps, reach out to people when you need it, know when you need it, which is pretty much all the time. It never hurts to get reassurance or to ask someone, if it seems like you're on the right path, or, if they have any ways to help you. So, again, I'll wrap this up, but I'm always here for anyone that needs help, as I myself do. I will put out there what I would expect to receive in return and what I need in return. So thank you for listening. If you like this kind of stuff, check out my YouTube. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos there for encouragement, self-help, betterment, and just words of reassurance, and trying to build community around positivity and bettering ourselves.